There are three basic types of loops in PHP: for each, for, and while. For each is my favorite. Let me start out with that one. For each. The reason it's my favorite is it enables you to loop through arrays and objects, which is a large part of what I do every day. So let's say we have an array files array. Index PHP we have, and we have reports PHP we have, and we have another one called welcome PHP. So like that. Now let's loop through them. For each, for each files as file. Inside of this loop, there is file, so we can do something with it. For example, the first, or the file is file, for example. Let's not forget our little break. So that it displays perfectly. So let's look at that. Index reports welcome. And so you can see you can step through arrays very easily with for each. With the for command, you can do the same thing. I'll show you how to do the exact same thing with for. I want to say for x, or let's call it more precisely index equals 0. Index is less than count files, which means we're going to be going through this loop until index is, let's see, how many files are there? There are 3. So count files is 3. So we will go through this loop while index is less than 3. Increment it. And since we start at 0, we're going to be going through having the values for index 0, 1, and 2. Let's show that. Echo, let's do it like this. Index equals index. File equals, let's do this on the outside, files and index. And we'll look at that after we put in our break. So here we have basically the same thing. We see that we're going through the array, and we also have a counter. So if you need a counter, a good way to do it is with for. If you don't need one, if you just need to iterate through the array, then a very easy way without keeping track of the count and that kind of thing, or knowing how many are in there, is to just use the for each. So the last type of loop is called the while loop, and you see this a lot of times when accessing data from databases and stuff. Let me just show how this works. You have a variable, for instance, index equals 0 that you set outside the loop, and then you say while index is less than count, looking a lot like the for loop, files. So what are we going to do? We're going to basically do the same thing here. There. But we have to make sure that we increment index. We have to take care of our own incrementing here, which is basically what we did here in the for loop. And then we can run it and see that it does the exact same thing as the for.